Hi, Ashley.
This is it. No. That is Jedi. He's just running hostile before it comes in all the times and still funny. You know, they can't hear him. They can't hear him. We're talking to each other. I'm gonna be a little weird and hear everything. No, I haven't prepared mine.
You want to?
I have one now, yeah.
All right, so welcome to class, guys. Great to see everyone here. It seems like about all of you guys have made it, hopefully. We pretty much have started the fourth quarter, so we're getting right into it, so I'm pretty excited about that. Hopefully you guys are too. And these next couple chapters are actually going to be very intense information. So we want to make sure that you guys are on here and make sure that you guys are paying attention. If you guys have, well, since you guys are pretty much all online, I need all of you guys to actually go on to ThinkWave right now and get a worksheet. There is a worksheet online for you guys that I have created. I have uploaded it to your assignments. So I would go ahead. I want to make sure. I'm going to go back and ThinkWave for me and to make sure that I gave it to you guys. So let me see. It's going to be a worksheet from pages 281 to 282. So make sure you go ahead and add it. Actually, it looks like I haven't quite added it yet. So actually, I need to do that at this time. So I'll go ahead and choose my file, and I will upload it to you guys. I thought I uploaded it, but I guess I did not. So let me take 2 seconds to actually do that for you guys. It's going to be pages, let's see, Earth and Space, pages 281 to 282. There we go. So now I have just uploaded it. So go ahead to your ThinkWave and go ahead and press on that link. That's going to be very important, and you might ask why. Well, it's going to have all of your notes as well as all of the homework that you actually need. So here's the deal. I printed, let's see, we have about 11 questions we're going to go through today. For homework tonight, you have about 3 questions. So you want to make sure that you are turning in your homework. You are filling out the worksheets that I am giving to you guys. I'm pretty much going to be doing that every day for you guys. So make sure you guys are doing that consistently. Maybe you have also heard from your teachers that about, let's see, 60% of your grade is going to be homework. And that is a lot. That is over half your grade. So make sure you guys are, in fact, doing your homework. So go ahead on ThinkWave and try to find that worksheet. It should be all set. I have all mine filled out, and that's what I'm pretty much going to be talking through with you guys today. So first of all, we're starting chapter 10. However, before we get into chapter 10, actually, no, I guess I should kind of open the floor here. I'm going to unmute all of you. Does anyone does not have the ability to get that worksheet? Okay, all right. Yeah, I've been doing well. Do you guys have the worksheet? Go on to ThinkWave. It looks like Gustavo got on. Gustavo, go to ThinkWave and download. Not download. Hold on. Let's do y'all's up. All you guys here. Make sure you guys go to ThinkWave right now and look for a worksheet for pages 281 to 282. I'll open the floor. Everyone, does everyone have it? You can either print it out, but you're actually going to type in the information and then submit it back into ThinkWave. So I suggest just opening it and typing your information in. It should be under assignments. Okay. We'll upload it. So here's the deal. What you guys can do, all right? You guys can either get out a piece of paper and write all your answers in it, or and then take a picture of it and then submit it into ThinkWave. Or what you can do is go ahead and print out. Actually, just click that download button and type your answers in and then submit it that way. And that might be an option for you guys to do also. I just need to see the information. You should be able to go to your ThinkWave account and go to okay. So I would press on 281 to 282 worksheet / homework questions, and there should be an attachment that has been uploaded for you guys. Yes, and then upload it to ThinkWave. I need to at least see all the answers for people. A lot of my biology classes actually already done this, and half of them have already finished their homework for the day. So Nicholas, it looks like you need to press on the attachment that I uploaded. Yeah. This is the last class, yes. You can just give me the answers. Yep. Okay. You may need your book, but if you listen today, you might not need your book. Okay, all right. So if you have it, go ahead and put a thumbs up. If you have it, find that reaction button and put a thumbs up. All right, look at all the thumbs up. We got mine too. Very good. Gustavo, Brianna, Ashley, Caleb, Mark, still waiting for you, and Philip. Okay, all right, so we're going to continue with class today. I would make sure that you have that worksheet handed or nearby you, because that's actually what we're going to do right now. So let's see, you're going to mute all of you guys. If you have a question, you may be able to unmute yourself if you do have a question. All right, so we're going to get started here with today. So first of all, if you look on that worksheet, it has a few things. It says number 1 and 2. It says, write down 2 interesting things you did over spring break. For me, I made some orange chicken. I like cooking. That was really cool. It was pretty delicious. Usually I'm not very good at making Chinese food, but it actually worked out that time. Not only that, I went climbing, actually. I went to Mount Tammany. I think it was down like New Jersey or somewhere. And I actually took Chloe and Jed and Mrs. Taylor. We headed up the mountain. And that was pretty cool. If you guys saw my my picture before we started, that was just one fun picture that I decided to take. But not only that, the springtime, for me and my family, one thing we do is spring cleaning. So I did a ton of cleaning, and it was I kind of enjoyed it because it was outside, so I really liked that. Not only that, I want to make sure, actually, I want to know what you guys have been doing. So in your homework, you guys have to write down some things that you guys did. Maybe you guys went horseback riding. Maybe you guys went fishing or something interesting, something cool. Tell me. I want to know. So make sure you guys do that for numbers 1 and 2. Number 3, we're actually going to go through a couple of ideas here. Want to see if any of you guys know some of these answers here. So number 3, interesting fact. Why do we have tides and waves on the earth? Someone can unmute themselves and try to guess. Can someone help me with number 3? Why do we have tides and waves on the earth? What causes that? The moon. There we go. Was that Mark that did that? Okay, great. I think it was Mark. That's exactly right. So number 3, the moon is responsible for the tides and waves on the earth. We've already talked about the ocean. We had oceanographers. Those are people who study the ocean, of course. That was kind of an interesting chapter we went through. So yes, the moon is, in fact, responsible for that. However, number 4 says this, pretty much the introduction to our next chapter here, chapter 10. It says this: what is the study of God's creation beyond our atmosphere? What would that be? Someone can unmute themselves and tell me. Astronomy. Very good. That is exactly right. So astronomy, we already kind of know this. When we were talking about clouds and also different layers of our atmosphere, about our the homosphere, the heterosphere, as well as the mesopause, all of those instances, we're going to go to our very last layer, which is our exosphere. Our exosphere is our very last layer. Now, astronomy, everything above that exosphere, we need to have a science called astronomy to, in fact, study what in the world is going on above our atmosphere. So that's kind of what we're going to be studying today. But not only that, number 5 says this: who are individuals that study the motions of the heavenly bodies and the laws that govern these motions? That would be astronomers. Astronomers are going to go out and they're going to get a telescope and they're going to look in the sky. And what is the sky telling us? What are some of the stars that we have, and what are they named? It's kind of interesting. This past weekend, I actually downloaded an app, because since we're going to go through this study, I believe it's called Star Walk 2 or something like that. And what you can actually do is you can take your phone and look at the sky, and it can tell you where different planets are in the Earth. So I definitely encourage you guys to go do that. Go and maybe get your tablets or iPads, download some type of stargazing app, and you can actually see some of the planets. I was sitting out, we had a cookout with the kid family actually over this past weekend, and I actually showed them all Venus. It was really cool. So you guys can do that, download something, and maybe you guys can see something really cool. Also, it's actually the moon. It's going to be a new moon pretty close to now. This past weekend on Sunday and Saturday, there was no, actually there's a little bit of the moon. But since there was like a little bit of the moon left, you could actually see a lot of stars. So it was really cool to see that. Number 6, what galaxy are we in? Well, we're in the Milky Way galaxy. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys kind of hopefully knew that a little bit. If you guys think about the Milky Way bar, maybe some of you like that candy bar. But kind of going back to, that's the galaxy that we're actually in. Not only is there just the galaxy of the Milky Way, but we actually have a lot of different galaxies in our universe. However, it's just kind of interesting to see that ours, is the Milky Way, and that planet in the Milky Way, such as Earth, is actually able to, in fact, support life, and so that's really pretty cool stuff. Number 7 is this. This includes the sun, all the planet's moons, and other bodies that orbit the sun form the solar system. So the solar system, number 7. So this one's kind of interesting as well. We have an idea here where we have all these planets. We see all the stars in the sky. We have astronomers studying those things. But however, what is kind of this idea of everything encompassed in that area? Well, that's going to be our solar system. Our solar system is going to be very important because it's going to include the sun, which is our very focal point of in which gravity actually is, and we're going to see how gravity is affected by all the planets and who even discovered gravity. However, we need to also talk a little bit about something else. So we already know that planets kind of go around in a circle. They go through this orbit. It's kind of an interesting idea when we're kind of talking about this. It's kind of hard to talk about orbits because we need to establish gravity first. But in orbit, so number 8, it says, what is the process of an object circling around an object due to gravity? That will be an orbit. It's kind of interesting. I was looking, maybe I had it in the book here. Actually, I don't really quite see it here. But all of us have some sort of gravitational pull to each other because we do have gravity that affects us all the time. So kind of interesting, kind of cool as well. However, we have this person in 300 BC, the Greek philosopher Aristotle. So Aristotle was one of the founding people of finding the universe, I guess, or the solar system. However, he had kind of a bad view of the solar system. In his view, number 9, Aristotle taught a geocentric view of the universe. So this is actually very important because think about the word geocentric. So geo, we've already talked about geology. We've already talked about the different types of ideas regarding that. It looks like we have Apple. His hand is up. We'll unmute you for a second here. Yes, Apple? The test, what we'll do for that, so it's going to be kind of interesting because of everything that is going on. For this first week, I would just focus on trying to get in your homework. That's probably like the biggest thing. It's going to be 60% of your grade. So make sure you guys are doing that. For tests, it might have to be, I don't know. I might have to get back to you on that, kind of solidify what is going on. But it's important to know that we have these worksheets. So make sure you're doing those worksheets. That might make sense. Might not. But just hang in there. Excellent. All right, so Caleb, we'll unmute you here. Caleb? Caleb? Number 8 is orbits, and then number 9 is geocentric. All right, so here we go. So we need to continue. Thank you guys for your questions. Sorry I missed a couple of yours. I'll make sure that I'll try to pay attention a little bit more. I like talking about these planets. So here we go. So Aristotle taught a geocentric view. So we've already talked about geology, the study of the Earth's matter, pretty much. So geo, the Earth, and then centric, meaning the center. So the geocentric idea or philosophy pretty much is meaning that the Earth is the center of the universe and that everything else is revolving around the Earth. It's kind of interesting talking about this idea here, where people thought that the Earth was the object that everything else circled around, but eventually people kind of disprove that later, which we'll see also, but don't want to get too ahead of myself here. Number 10, who wrote the book Amalgus? There you go. I think that's the word, Amalgus. So that was this next character we have here, who wrote the book Amalgus, and mathematically described the geocentric view of the universe. So Aristotle taught it, and I believe he popularized the idea, but then we have this other person that was Ptolemy. So I'll write out for you. All right, let's see here real quick. So Ptolemy, that's a hard word to say. So there you go. So number 10, he is a character that actually wrote the book what's a hard word to say? Amalgus? There you go. And mathematically describe the geocentric view of the universe. So that is number 10. Make sure you guys are writing that in your worksheet that I have supplied to you on ThinkWay. So I have this idea that we have that the Earth is the very center of the universe and that everything else is evolving around that. However, we had someone else who came along, a Polish astronomer, Copernicus. So Copernicus had this other idea, kind of interesting, and he thought, you know what? If we look in the sky, it's kind of interesting because some planets are turning different ways. Some are turning retrograde, the other way, the opposite way. And he thought, man, that is kind of weird. If the Earth is the center, everything needs to be going clockwise. However, Copernicus thought this idea that we had the heliocentric. So you can see here, number 11 proposed a heliocentric view of the universe. Now this is kind of interesting because if we break these words down, we're getting into really big kind of words here, especially with astronomy, but try to hang with me on this. So first of all, helio. Helio is kind of interesting because helioanthus is actually the scientific word for a sunflower. And we should probably already know that a sunflower, that the head of the sunflower actually moves with the sun. Wherever the sun is, the very head, the very top part of the sunflower actually follows it. So helioanthus is referring to the sunflower. So helio referring to the sun, centric. So that means helio referring to the sun, center, the very center of the universe is in fact the sun. The sun is the very center of the universe, and as people began to studying this, they actually began to solidify this idea that, you know what, the sun is actually what we believe today, and actually that is what we all believe, even as scientists, that the Earth is the center of the universe. So that is pretty much everything that we need to know for today. It looks like we have someone over here. I'll unmute you. You have your hand raised. It says Beetlejuice, I believe. So who is this? Not sure who this is. Yes. 3 and 4. You guys don't have. Does anyone else have 3 and 4? Let me see. Let's unmute. Does everyone have 3 and 4? Does everyone have 3 and 4? All right, so Kathleen, what was that? There you go. Number three is the moon. Why do we have tides on the earth? And number 4, what is the study of God's creation? Very good. Thank you. There we go. Okay, thank you, Kathleen. All right. So we also have Gustavo over here. So Gustavo, you have a question, looks like. All right, so numbers I can't get across here. All right, so that pretty much is the end of everything we need to have done today. As you can notice at the very bottom of, actually underneath number 11, it says homework. Number 1, 2, and 3, that is your homework for the rest of the class period. When do you turn this in? You need to turn this in with all the answers by tomorrow at 3 p.m., before 3 p.m. Right when 3 p.m. happens, I'm going to go through, and if your homework isn't in, I'm just going to put late. So you need to make sure that that paper is in there so that you guys can receive credit for that. As of now, that is everything we have for our class. If you guys would like to end the meeting, you guys may leave. We'll see you guys tomorrow. If you have questions, you can stay on the line and I will help you answer your questions. So we'll see you guys later. And then Caleb, I'll start with you. Number 11, you need to look in your book. It's in your book, all right? We also have Ashley. Yes, that is correct. Very good. All right, and then we also have, if you guys are ready to leave, you guys may be dismissed. If you have questions, you can stay on the line. All right, so we also have, all right, this person, so I think this might be Arthur. Possibly. Yes. Number 3, okay, that is the moon. That is the moon. That is an extra point. Good. It's a good thing to know. We already kind of covered that, but that is the moon. Number 3, why do we have tides on waves on the earth is the moon. The study of God's creation is actually in your book. I would look in your book. It is in. Yep. All right, and then also looks like Gustavo, a question? Yes. Okay, all right. We'll go to this person over here. Yes. Hand is raised. You need to figure that out. Go to your book and take a look. All right, any more questions? We have this person over here. I think that's Pavel, actually. Pavel? No, just fill in the blank. And then also for homework, just try to do your best to be concise with your answer. Make sure I know what you're talking about. You have to do all of them. So it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there'll probably be, let me see. There'll be, so 14. So there'll be 8 points each if you miss it. This is mandatory. All right, we'll talk to you later. And then, all right, so Ashley, you're on the line here. Okay, I think we're actually going to bring your book to you in like an hour or so. Yes, just wait. All right, great. And then who else do we have? Let's see. All right, Musa, a question? It should be on your worksheets on the very top page of it. All right. Any more questions? We have Ashley. Have a question, Ashley? Okay. All right. I'll lower your hand so that I don't connect it. All right, Mark Fremont. Here we go. Yes. Yes. Upload it to ThinkWave so you can receive your credit immediately. All right. Any more questions? Yes, Gustavo. All right. Great. Yes. Yes, it is graded. So for this week, just focus on doing these worksheets. That's the biggest thing. Just work on those, and then next week we'll finalize how we're going to administer tests and things. All right. So Philip, yes, Philip? For tonight, yes. Make sure it's done by 3 o'clock tomorrow. Yep. All right. So any more questions? Yes, Musa? On ThinkWave, if you go to ThinkWave, it has Earth and Space, 10.1, pages 281 to 282. You need to complete that worksheet by 3 o'clock tomorrow. All right, if you guys are all set, ready to go, you guys may leave the meeting. If you have any questions, stay on the line so I can help you guys out. Yes, Evan. Yeah, last 3 questions on homework? On the worksheets. Yes, those are in your book, so I would look in your book to find it. Yes. Yes, you can. All right, very good. All right, so if you guys are still here, you have questions. So what are your questions? All right, we'll see you guys later. Mark, do you have a question? No, all right, then you need to leave the meeting. All right, and then Ashley, do you have a question? No. Caleb, do you have a question? No? Okay, all right, there you go. And Ashley, question? I guess I'm gonna have to pick you up here.